Greetings to all fans of the horror genre. Dr.Vankman Collectibles is with you again, and today we will talk about the latest figures of the horror genre from NECA, announced at the annual festival San Diego Comic-Con 2023. So for those of you who didn't have time to follow the latest horror news from that event, I have prepared this video where we will look at everything that was shown at the festival in the horror series, so buckle up and let's go. Traditionally, as at the previous festival, NECA presented an updated line of the classic monsters, which included both completely new characters of the 20s as well as recently released figures. From the series of earliest vampire films was introduced Count Orlok, better known to the world as Nosferatu, based on the influential 1922 silent film era masterpiece Nosferatu. The first prototype figure of the creepy Count has been unveiled in his distinctive Gothic style, which will also include a set of movie-based accessories consisting of 3 interchangeable heads, alternate arms, a hat, 5 keys on a chain, quill pen, ink pot, replica letter, and bottle. The second character in the classic silent film horror genre was Professor Edward C. Burke, also known as the Man with the Beaver Hat, played by Lon Chaney in the 1927 film London After Midnight. The new figure will join the growing line of classic horror monsters in the ultimate version. Next up was a figure of Lon Chaney himself and his most iconic image of the Phantom of the Opera from the 1925 film of the same name, which can already be found on store shelves. 2 versions of the creature from the Black Lagoon, based on the 1954 film of the same name, also added to the Universal Monsters line. Like the rest of the figures in this series, the creature from the Black Lagoon will be available in color and black and white editions with the same accessories. The next action figure in the series was the incomparable Elsa Lanchester as Bride of Frankenstein, based on the 1935 film of the same name. The color version of the presented figure, as well as its black and white version, can already be found on store shelves. And the last figure in this series will be a deluxe figure of a completely new version of Frankenstein's monster from a similar film, also played by Boris Karloff. A figure of the new Frankenstein in a chair was announced a month earlier in one of NECA's promotional videos, but the prototype of the figure, as well as the box in the background, was shown at the festival for the first time. Now fast forward to the Alien Predator universe for a moment, where NECA has just unveiled one figure in the series, the highly anticipated Feral Predator, based on the latest installment in the Predator franchise, Prey. The figure was announced last year, but the first prototype debuted at the festival in physical form for the first time. As shown in early images, the Feral Predator will feature a detachable mask, various mandible options, and an arsenal of weapons based on the film. Now we can move on to the next shelf, where NECA has unveiled a full dozen brand new announcements in the horror series based on both classic and modern horror movies. In this section, NECA for the first time introduced a Miner figure in the Ultimate version, which was previously only released in the Retro Clothed Figures series. The Miner's look is also based on the classic 1981 movie My Bloody Valentine and will include a set of brand new accessories. Complementing the Ultimate series is a brand new version of the Chucky doll, based on the 2021 TV series of the same name. The remastered version of the killer doll will include 4 alternate heads with different expressions for the evil Chucky, including the so-called creepy melt-faced version, based on episode 5 of the series, as well as interchangeable hands and many new accessories. The new version of Michael Myers, based on the final film of the Halloween franchise, has also expanded the Ultimate series by presenting Michael in an even more distressed form. Michael figure from Halloween Ends was announced a month earlier and should hit shelves this fall. As a new addition to the Conjuring universe has joined the Nun, also known as the Demon Balak, the version of Ultimate, which is due out for the release of the second part of the film this year and will include many new movie-based accessories. Returning to John Carpenter's 1982 cult film The Thing, the Ultimate series, like the previous festival, reintroduced the creature of the dog, this time with the original box with unique art in the background. A brand new addition to The Thing is the third version of John McReady, titled The Last Stand, which will feature updated equipment and a new arsenal of accessories and weapons, based on the film's ending. The boxes seen in the photo will also have new art from the movie. Moving on, among other things, we can see a couple of brand new characters from the another iconic 80s horror franchise Puppet Master. Yes, NECA has finally returned to the series 2 years later of the first 2 releases, this time introducing 2 new dolls, Jester and 6 Shooter, in addition to the previously released figures. Returning to the line of classic monsters, NECA has introduced an addition to the retro series of Universal Monsters, with a glow-in-the-dark effect, which was supplemented this year with the creature from the Black Lagoon, Count Dracula and the Phantom of the Opera. Among other exclusive announcements of the horror genre, this year NECA dedicated an entire section of figures based on Rob Zombie films to please fans with new announcements. This time NECA has decided to bring back the 2003 cult classic horror film House of 1000 Corpses. The Captain Spaulding figure, which was announced for a re-release earlier this year, has been spotted in a new boxed edition. A new set of 3 main characters in a kind of vintage style was also introduced at the event. Brand new releases in the Ultimate series will be remastered editions of House of 1000 Corpses 20th anniversary figures of Captain Spaulding and Otis, featuring updated sculpting and articulation. And in addition to Rob Zombie's latest movie, the Munsters Ultimate series, in addition to the Count, also debuted a new figure of Lily Munster. Another brand new version of Elvira Mistress of the Dark is coming in the clothed line, titled Scary Christmas, and coming with additional green creature, along with new Christmas outfit and accessories. In the Toony Terror horror series also coming a brand new figure of Megan from the new modern horror film, which will be a part of the Series 8, along with Captain Spaulding, Svengoolie and Vampira. NECA's series of announcements will end with a brand new release from the sci-fi genre, which will complement the cult RoboCop, based on the 1987 film. The new action figure will feature Lieutenant Alex Murphy in his human form and police uniform for the first time prior to his transformation into RoboCop, and will bear the likeness of actor Peter Weller with 3 alternate heads and many new movie-based accessories. That's all what was shown by NECA in the horror and sci-fi series. At this year's festival, NECA also presented a huge gallery of figures for fans of gargoyles, dinosaurs and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, who will certainly also find their customers. Among the other new horror action figures announced by other companies at this year's festival include Leatherface from the new movie The Texas Chainsaw Massacre by NECA Toys, Pyramid Head Thing, based on the video game Silent Hill by Mezco, and the Walking Dead comic book series by Diamond Select Toys. That's all. I think it can be said with certainty that this year NECA met the expectations of many fans of both the horror genre and other series. In conclusion, I would like to remind you that separate interesting videos were made for individual announcements, so if you suddenly missed something, then you can always find it on this channel. I hope this video was interesting and informative for you, and brought something new and unexpected to every horror fan among all NECA horror announcements. If you want to see more videos about new releases, please don't forget to hit a like to this video and subscribe to this growing channel, where I will notify you about all the upcoming releases of the horror genre. It was Dr. Vankman Collectibles. As always, thanks for watching, and see you next time.